delicious, scrumptious bean juice. All right, y'all. Let's get into it. Not a bad day in sales yesterday. Just did right about $300. It'd be great to do that every single day, consistently or better. Can't complain whenever that's the target. The target is actually 300 net after fees and everything. I want to be like cashing out $300 a day. So a couple of things. We'll get into some ideas later. For now, we are going to take a look at the postcard solds. First up, the Miss L&D Larned home, Thompson, Connecticut. Put out by the local jeweler Shaw, Putnam, Connecticut. I don't know if that's a name. I've never heard of that name before, but it was a long time ago. Sold for $7.15. That ain't bad. Don't know why, but a lot of Salt Lake City cards been selling lately. Great Mormon Temple, Salt Lake City, Utah. Sold for $2.95. Jadushi's Supermarket, Plymouth, Mass. $4.95. There was a few out there. I undercut them. Mine sold. Theirs didn't. Neener. Lower Market Street, San Francisco, California. $3.55. Divided back era. Listed and sold yesterday. Rubush Courts Motel, Dual View, Deming, Mexico, New Mexico rather. $2.95. Nelly, the Royal Elephant, Mitchell Park, Durban, South Africa. Sold for $6.26. It's a real photo postcard. Not a postcard, but a stereo view. Old Elm Tree, Boston Common, Massachusetts. It's a John Sully stereo view. Made it real easy to find because it's got a weird colored border. It's not brown or tan like most of them. $8.46. Large letter floral greetings from Lynn, Massachusetts. Sold for $3.55 embossed. Pedro's, south of the border, Dillon, South Carolina. $1.95. I mean, that anytime I can get a Pedro south of the border to sell, they're so freaking common. It's great. Somebody probably bought it for the cars. $2. Bamboo, Oregon, Paranacua, Manila, Philippines. I think I said that. Paranacua. Pretty sure that's how you say it. $3.55. Summit Hotel, aerial view, Uniontown, Pennsylvania, sold for $4.46. The Law Building, University of Notre Dame, Indiana, Albert Type, sold for $11.95. Auditorium at the University of Alabama, Tuscaloosa, linen, $5.36. The Washington Monument, Mount Vernon Place, Baltimore. Sold for $3.75. This has been in the store for a very long time. I can tell by my naming convention here. Mill Falls, Parkville, New York, Feitner and Weber, $7.15. Came from the Big Buy, undivided back. Yep. Also from the Big Buy, Dutch Girl with Ducks. This is Milson linen postcards. There's a whole bunch in this series, and they're these sort of like cyanotype linen postcards, but they're older than linen postcards, as you can see here. This is 1910, so it's a little bit like the Sheehan's postcards that are linen but not linen. You know what I mean? So that's this one, $3.55. Pleasant Street View in Claremont, New Hampshire, sold for $2.95. High Bridge over Mississippi River, Muscatine, Iowa, sold for $7. I took an offer, even though I didn't have offers on. I was barely under $300, and the guy's like, I got $7 to spend. Will you consider? And I'm like, you caught me on a good day. after I looked up the other of this subject that were available, and saw several well under $7. So I took his money. Natural Waterfall, Prescott, Arizona. This is a Grizzly drug company. Whenever I can fit like weird, corner stores, drug stores, markets, if those are the publishers, I try to get that in if I can. I don't know if it does anything, but maybe at some point there's a collector out there who like happens into a Grizzly drug company postcard and he's like, I'm gonna start collecting all of them. Well, I want him to be able to find the one that I have. So 446. Bend in the Housatonic River, Great Barrington, Massachusetts. Rotograph. Rotograph definitely is a good keyword to use, in my opinion. Shady Bend Motel, Tourist Haven. Aerial view in Grand Island, Nebraska. 355. And last but not least, not a postcard. U.S. Navy shoulder boards, warrant officer. That's what this blue stripe here is. These are from the Vanguard Military Supply Company. I'm guessing probably World War One, maybe World War Two, but probably World War One. But these guys were around for a while. The only real way to tell is by the stitching, and I'm not astute enough. But anyways, I got these from Cameron for free. He didn't have them listed, so I listed them, and they sold for $10. So there you have it. And it looks like we got a couple of late arrivals this morning, too. What's up, VB? So, it has been 3 years, or 2020 was the last time no. Yeah. 2020? Yep, 2020 was the last time I did a 24-hour listathon. And I think I am going to do one again starting Saturday morning, early my time, probably around 4 or 5 a.m. We're going to do a 24-hour listathon. Why? Well, we're in Q4, first of all. I've got stuff to list. I've got an $1,800 car repair bill to pay. I need to get stuff up because once my car is fixed, I'm going to be back on the road, also doing DoorDash. So my listing time will be decreased once again, although I've been definitely making the most of the past couple of days. Over $1,000 listed yesterday and over 100 listings. Finally got a couple of those TI computers listed, some software listed. I've got a couple more to go. I had ordered some RF modulators so that I could test them off of eBay. None of them worked. Not a single one of them worked. The one that I already had, I was able to jerry-rig enough to be able to like test the computers themselves. But then I had to sell, I'm just selling them without the AV RF monitors, which is, after looking up the prices, it didn't seem to really matter that much if you have them or don't. You can buy the cable for like $10. So, I'm not 100% decided yet on the listathon, but I'm thinking probably more likely than not I'm going to do it. They're fun, and they do, like, I think the last time I did one, I ended up listing like $16,000 worth of stuff in 24 hours, and like one that it boosts your sales for some time. So rather than a ship show, I think it's going to be a listathon, and I hope you tune in. I will probably be upping my dosage of Adderall that day too. To just, let's be realistic. That shit ain't gonna happen without some sort of chemical assistance. Give me 1 second here and I'll catch up with the chat. Let me get through this pile. Yeah, I'd agree with this. Which wording? You mean like my keywords? I mean, you could just go look at my store. All right, be right back. one of the things that I like names like. Oh, you mean stereo view? I'm not following. Or what are you talking about? Like, I don't know. Explain. Sometimes I'm slow. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the stereo view is not a postcard. It's just a stereo view is what the thing is called. Like, uh, as far as like what I use for like wording on my postcards, I will say this, that my life listing postcards got 10,000% easier when I established a naming convention. That took all the thought and guesswork out of it. So, like, the end of my titles is always going to be, if it's unposted, I'll try to put UNP, then era, then postcard, then my SKU, wherever that is. In front of that goes city, state, and in front of that goes the subject. So subject, city, state, posted, unposted, era, postcard, SKU. Like, say what it is, say where it is, say when it was, postcard, SKU. And every now and then I get creative, but it also makes it easy if you're bulk listing, say like a bunch of things from the same era or same city and state. If you have to change very little within your titles to list quickly, right? So if I'm listing a bunch of linen postcards, they're all going to say linen postcard SKU at the end of it. Even better if you can batch list posted, unposted from the same era. You're going to save yourself even more time. Even better if you can list same era, same state. That's even less you have to change. If they're all the same city, even better. That's even less you've got to change. Like, it's all about trying to figure out how to make yourself work the least for the best maximum benefit. And if you've got that figured out, like, it's not so bad listing a $2 postcard every now and then. Right? Because you can do it so quick, it doesn't matter. Perhaps on the 24-hour live stream, I don't want to sit and just do postcards for the whole time, but I may do like a brief tutorial. Not tutorial, because you guys know how to list, but quick demonstration on how I happen to do postcards. Because it's evolved. I did do a video on it a long time ago, but I've definitely refined the process. Alright, I have a couple late arrivals. Let me go grab these real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, I have one more postcard. It's one of these novelty romance. Here's it says, "Cool off." This lady looks like she's about to call the police on this creeper. Look at that. Yeah, how are you surviving there, Florida Man Jim? I heard it was, well, the last I heard, it was supposed to make landfall yesterday evening as a Category 3. I haven't seen any news since then. All right, the thing that I forgot to grab. Oops. It's right here. Spokane, Portland, Seattle Railway. I bought a bunch of railroad stuff at a garage sale. One of the first ones of the year, I think. It was early in the year, and it was like a bunch of mugs and just a bunch of stuff. I did really well. I paid $15 for everything, so having that sell is great. And it's just a tote bag. Yeah, from what I see now, also, it looks like there's a lot of tornadoes happening. Alright, we already showed you this thing. Not a ton going out today. It was mostly postcards, so. This is a set of 6 Victoria's Secret cassettes. Classics by Request. Volumes 1 through 5. London Symphony Orchestra. Like, who would have thought Victoria's Secret was putting out classical music cassettes back in the 90s? Or, oh, sorry, back in the 80s. Kind of weird. But sold for $12. That ain't bad. And that came from the rummage sale. So buy cost $0, which is nice. So there's $20 in sales off of $0 invested. Speaking of $0 invested, this came from the free pile. This is a Omron blood pressure monitor in the case. Sold for $20. So that's $40 in sales with $0 buy cost. Speaking of zero buy cost, sold this vintage new old stock maglock. I got this from Cameron as well. He did not have it listed, but he had it in one of his bins. So it took me approximately 30 seconds to list, and it sold within 24 hours for $24.95. So that brings us up to $65 in sales with $0 spent. Yeah! Oh, I see what's happening there. There's a staple. I don't think Cameron even know that he had this, to be honest. Next up, sold a CD. This was a wild goose chase item this morning. I was unable to find it, which honestly, I just need to bite the bullet one morning and alphabetize the CDs like I did with the DVDs and just make my life easier from now on. Like, doing that one thing with DVDs, like, saved me so much time. I don't know why I haven't done it with the CDs. Kurt Vile. I never heard of Kurt Vile, but and then we're down to our last item. That easy. And that's the stereo view, which you already saw. It seems a bit excessive, but whatever. We'll do it. These are sturdy ass cardboard. So, in reseller adjacent rules, I mean, this involves resellers. All parties involved are resellers, except for one technically. So I was watching good old Shed Flips yesterday, and Lonnie made just a throwaway comment about how much he likes Norm Macdonald. And I was like, one, I had no idea. And two, never would have guessed that he was a Norm Macdonald fan. So I hit him up on Messenger. We ended up just chatting for probably, I don't know, hour about Norm Macdonald stuff. And I was like, turned him on to the audiobook version of his memoir, which is one of the most genius pieces of comedy writing I've ever heard. But yeah, who'd have thunk it? Shed Flips likes Norm. All right. That is it for me today, folks. We shipped the things we shipped, and all the shipping things we shipped. Means we come to the end of another shipping adventure. Hopefully some stuff sells, so we'll be back tomorrow. Usually does, though. Hope you all have a great day. I'll decide later today if I'm going to end up doing the 24-hour listathon. Odds are I think I'm probably going to end up doing it. And if so, I'm going to probably throw up a thumbnail for that for Saturday morning. So that's going to be it for me today. Hope you all have a great day. Catch you on the flip-flop. Peace out. Bye.